name? And
My name is Corey Thackeray. Wow. It looks like a relationship with a person. It because God is an entity and not as a kid we believe in, right? We just believed that there was a God, and it seems like the longer I've went in relationship, I began reading my Bible, and at a time when I didn't want anything to do with God, was angry, and I just started in Genesis, was going to read like a book. Say I read the Bible, and about halfway through, I met an entity, and it was Christ, and it was an entity that wanted to walk through life with me, and I've watched him change some things in my life, and so I still watch, stuff happen on a regular basis, and I'm kind of astounded by it. I'm going, wow, how does this even happen? I guess the perception of it. A lot of people, like I said, believe that there is a God. They believe that that Christ was a man that walked on the earth, and they may say they believe. But the Bible says in several places, or it says in one specific place, that even the demons believe and they tremble with fear, right? And so, believing that there was a God or that there is a God, or believing that Jesus came, is different than believing into Christ. And so, as hard as that is explained, it's a relationship. It's not I think the hardest part about Christianity is trying to be something you're not, instead of having a relationship with somebody that loves you, and realizing that there's a relationship. Yeah, I have. I doubted God. I didn't understand. I went through a divorce. This has been quite a while back, and I lost custody of my kids when they were small. And I was angry. If there's a God, why would He allow these things to happen to mankind? Why does He allow bad things to happen? And not. I guess my perception is what made me doubt Him. And then when I met Him, I realized that He had a whole different plan, and His love for me was real. And so in that, I've watched Him restore my life in so many ways. I can't even, this short video will never be able to explain everything that He's done in my life. But I had restoration with my family. I got full custody of all 4 of my kids, and just watching Him, do everything I can't, He can, and then realizing that He can in me. So I was in a motorcycle accident about 4 years ago. I had went through a divorce, and was in a bad relapse, and I ended up laying my motorcycle down, and it left me to about 85% of my sight. I have a window of vision, a small window of vision, and so I couldn't drive. I was a carpenter. No more running tools. Can't see what's going on. And watching God restore me to that. I have a driver's license. My short-term memory's healed, and I operate a construction company. And so I'm able to do everything I was before. But I have to realize that only comes because I have this relationship with Him. I'm a dependent. I can't. He can, and He can do it in me if I'll let Him. And so I feel like Paul says, this thorn in his flesh, right? He says, that he prayed several times and was asking God to take the thorn. He says, no, my grace is sufficient. And so when the Bible says that we must become like one of these little ones, He's saying, hey, I need you to depend on me. I need you to count on me to do it. You can't do it on your own, because apart from Him, I can't do it. And so, anyways.
That's neat.
Yeah.
With your vision, is it restored too, or are you still?
I actually, no, it's not. And I can't even express. I run saws. I do everything that I did prior, and it doesn't make any sense. So, my beliefs. Well, they went from not believing, right? Obviously, and my beliefs. I was, quote, saved, says sinner's prayer. In my teens. That was prior to my drug addiction. And then not understanding God, thinking that, why would you, allow bad things to happen to good people? I'm sure you've heard that phrase. I think the biggest part of it, my faith has changed when I came to know Him and learn to trust Him. That's the big game changer. Is when it's like you can hear about somebody. I heard y'all were back here, right, with a camera and asking questions, but I didn't know who it was. I didn't know, and so when you meet Him, you realize that His love. It's just the way He reached out to me and showed me that He loved me. I think a big part of that was the restoration of my kids. So it's changed my. It's kind of like you can hear about something happening, right? But until you see it, it's just a rumor, And like a little kid, it doesn't think like a man, right? It's a child, and I think that it's the same way with my relationship with Him. I didn't understand how He works. Didn't know that He had this love for me, and I think when I had that accident, I was kind of angry with God. I didn't understand. If there's a God, why did I lose my sight? Why? And then you realize through the love that He has for me, I've realized that I can still do everything. The only thing He was worried about, the only thing that He was concerned about, was my trust in Him, my relationship with Him. So it's kind of like this rope that just goes on. And I've watched this man, Francis Chan, talk about this. He's on stage and he has this rope, and there's a piece of tape around the end of it. And he said, that represents my life on earth. He said, this rope, just pretend it runs. He just runs off stage, but just pretend it runs around the world a couple times. There's no end to it, right? And then that is all of eternity, right? And we spend this rope, the first half, we're going to, hopefully we'll do really good. And then the last half, we've got some retirement setback. We've got our earthly needs, this. And what we don't realize is that piece of tape on that rope, that whole lifespan determines how we spend eternity. And the cool part about it is God was more concerned about me spending eternity in heaven with Him than He was about how I would spend my comfort in this last portion of life, And then, and in that, it's like the discomfort of the sight, the discomfort of, all those things. It's left me because I realized that it's not about this, it's about that, And so that's probably the big game changer for me. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, no, that was great.
Or did I rabbit trail? Okay.
That's great.
Okay.
I liked that a
Okay.
lot.